Okay. Just gotta double check a few things, and I think we're good to roll. Okay. The computer's running a tad hot, but that might be because we've had it in idle for a little too long on the out of the game. But we should be ready. Let me just double check one last thing, make sure the audio's pumping through. We should be good there. Audio check. All right. Yep, temperature's going down, and we are ready to go. The current job is crude oil from Portland, Oregon to whatever that name is, Nevada. It's gonna be a one-day trip with around 40,000. Anyway. Check out my trailer. That's what we're driving today. It's a triple pup fuel tanker, which is illegal in half of the states. We are allowed in Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, I think Montana, maybe, I don't know, Arizona, Utah, and I don't know about New Mexico. But anyway, we got that going. We're going to continue this delivery. Here's my truck. It is a international something or other. I don't know. I've built a big boy. Whoop. Move that microphone just a little. There we go. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and hop into this. Okay. So now let's get this going. Okay. What I was going to talk about a little bit on this stream was I was going to talk about some current projects, and I have a lot of current projects going on. Right now I have I'm in college, so I ain't got that much time, so I'm kinda trying to revive my YouTube channel now that I got like double my Wi-Fi hotspot on my phone. I went from having 25 hotspot data a month to 50. So that frees up a little bit of data that I've decided to dedicate. Actually, my hotspot data went up from 12 to 25. So I got enough to start streaming again. So I got the data now that I can do this again. Used to I had like 300 on home internet, but then I lost it for a while. I had to make cutbacks due to money constraints, but now I'm ready and I'm going again, and I'm reviving my YouTube channel in my free time from my school walk. I'm hoping that engine rumble ain't too loud. I'm wondering where my audio's sitting. It's kinda loud. My trailer's doing good. Let me just... There we go, that was something. Had audio up a little too loud on there. But I'm reviving the YouTube channel, I'm rewalking it, and to go through a little bit of channel history, I made my YouTube channel when I was 14. I was watching a lot of those stupid little AMVs of Naruto, X Hinata, the Avatar, Remember the Name, all those, anime music videos. I was watching those and I was liking them. And back in the day, I had like Windows XP. No, I had Windows ME, and then someone gave me somehow I got a bootleg copy of Windows XP, which the only notable upgrade I ever saw being a teenager was like the Windows Movie Maker. That was like the thing back then. It was like the best, easiest video editor you'd ever see. So I was playing with like Windows Movie Maker for like a couple months until my computer crashed and I had to install Linux or something because the disk got scratched, and I don't know, all these weird things. Teenager didn't take care of the computer. But I made a few of my own little AMVs and I uploaded them onto YouTube, and they were completely cringe, and I just went ahead and like wiped it. Because I'm like, oh god, my YouTube channel, I'm a cringy teenager and I regret it. Going a little fast. There we go. We don't do way stations because I don't like doing it. Especially with this thing. It slows us down. But anyway, that was my only days of YouTube, playing around with it as a teenager back when YouTube was still a very new website. I was just, making basically a slideshow to music. I'm sure there's enough memes about how bad like early day YouTube was for people to get an idea. And as I hit my early 20s, I end up moving out, and I got a good internet and everything, and I tried my hand at how do I put it? I still haven't figured out the YouTube algorithm when I was in my 20s, and when I finally did figure out the algorithm, I didn't really utilize it properly. Learning how to do properly tagging videos, that way the keywords can be found. When I finally figured out how to do that, I didn't do it enough, and like 90% of my views would come in through like one video out of like 10 or 15 or 20. Like I'd have 300 views showing off the latest update to PlanetSide, and then my next video would have like 2 views because I didn't put no tags on it, but I filled the other one completely with tags, getting everyone everywhere looking at it. So I understand how to run the algorithm. It was just when I was in my 20s, I was too lazy. Like, what is the least amount of effort I can put into this thing? Whee! Looking at notes. Looking at the notes. Okay. But yeah, during the height of that run, I had about 26 subscribers. Some of them I think I still have, and I think some of my subscriber base is just people that's like, oh, subscribe to me. If I subscribe to you, now subscribe to me, like in Facebook. everyone had to do that stupid thing like, oh, let's be friends on Facebook so we can upgrade our numbers of friends. I'm like, oh, no, I don't do that. But how do I put it? It's like I'm trying to think of how to best put it. You know, it was like I was still like an angsty teenager back then. Okay, I think we're good. But now I've done turned 30. But in my mid-20s, I kind of tried making a video game, which come on, gotta get this thing into the right gear. I tried making a video game in my 30s, and I made a completely new YouTube channel, where I tried to make a video game and show off my video game, and I don't know if I wasn't using the, I'm trying to figure out why I ain't getting no speed on here, come on. This ain't going good. Something's wrong. Hold on. We're gonna stall. Let's see if we can't do this right. I guess I'm just stuck doing 19 miles an hour on this hill. Anyway, I tried making a secondary YouTube channel in my mid-20s because I wanted to make a video game and I wanted to show it off, and I realized really soon that the project was way too vast for one person. I wanted to basically remake PlanetSide, and it's like, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen, and I didn't really upload enough of this content because I felt like it wasn't polished enough, which, I mean, it was beta builds of a video game. So that just kind of faded out as I went to college. I'm like, well, now I don't have time for it. I'm in college. Because programming, you can spend hours squashing one bug with programming. This hill is gonna drive me insane. But yeah, there's let me grab my notes here. Now after about a year of college, I understand the importance of like a minimum viable product, you know. What checks all the boxes for what you need to put out with the least amount of work, and how can you make it as streamlined as possible? Have you ever noticed how shows are very, if you ever look at like TV shows, we gliding, baby. If you ever notice TV shows, you know, you got the intro, then the outro, and that's already set up, and it already takes up a large chunk of the time, and another large chunk of TV is the commercial breaks, and okay. You know, your average TV show, your average 30-minute TV show is actually only 22 minutes of content. You know, and then within that 22 minutes of content, you also have, and that's just of the show, not even, I don't think that even includes like the intro and out. I think that actually may include like the intro and outro, I don't know. But you know, your standard half episode is 11 minutes, your standard full episode is 22, and it's very formulaic. You know, most shows, you know, you have an A plot and a B plot. You get one main storyline that you start out with. You get a breakaway storyline to give a little bit of relief, and then you cut back to the main storyline, and how, you know, and usually a good one, they'll intertwine fairly well, and you know, it's all it's a formula, and that's why you see a lot of the same stories being retold, because it's like, why would we rewrite something that we already know is good? And I hate that, but at the same time I understand it. It's like they're trying to get the importance, they're trying to get something out to make money on. So I mean, that's just how it is. Just the way it is. I had some more notes here. Get a little too close to that. But yeah, right now I'm in the middle of rewalking my YouTube channel. And I done talked about the thumbnail template that I'll talk a little more about that. I made a thumbnail template to present, so I can create a faster. I've created a thumbnail template where I have my avatar, one of my avatars on one side, the logo of what's going to be promoted in the middle, sort of closer to the left. Top text of the topic, bottom text of time. It's all formulaic. It's all, if you have a formula, you can run through it faster. One of those things as a teenager. As a teenager, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make this art, and I'm like, I don't understand. Why don't my art look like their art? Why does mine look like macaroni pieces? It's because I didn't have a formula, and I was all over the place. There has to be a formula, and that formula exists for a bare, a minimum viable product to push to market, which in this case is, the streaming platform. So I figured out my whole thumbnail thing about a week ago, and got it all thought through, and how I really wanted it to sit, and how I'm gonna have it for a while. I've been thinking about how I was going to redo my streaming for a while now, because I knew I was going to be upgrading my phone plan. So I didn't know when, but I knew it was going to happen eventually. So I've been rethinking some things, and I did a whole speech on the metaverse in my speech class, and it's something I'm really passionate about. I've done a whole video on it already. Kind of going over some of my speech topics from my college class, as well as some other thoughts that rolled into my head a couple weeks ago. But I made all my avatars using VCMe, and then I ported some of them in. I made a high and a low resolution. Higher resolution model is just for chatting, so I can have more facial expression and give more processing power to the higher resolution for more facial expression, where when we're playing a game here, you can kind of see the lips moving, you can there's a little bit of movement. I don't have the expressions toned on at the moment because I have too many buttons already allocated to the game, where if I did streaming, I could flip through them a little easier and play with it and show a little bit more expression with a higher resolution model. Where here I have a lower res model that's just designed. It doesn't use as much processing power, so we can focus on the game's graphics as well. So I don't bone up my computer. I need this computer to last for about 5 years, so I gotta go gentle on it. My last computer lasted, I believe, 7 years. So I think if I can get this one to last at least 5, I'll be happy. But I'm gonna rewalk my whole channel. I'm not gonna touch my branding. I like my branding. I went over that in my video yesterday before my stream crashed, which apparently when Verizon says your hotspot data gets renewed today, they mean tomorrow. So that was an issue, and that's why we lost connection last night, and that's why there's a sudden abrupt stop when I said, oh, well, my data's out, but don't worry, I'll just be slowed down. Nope, I was slowed down so far that I couldn't even load Bing. It was bad, so I'm trying to figure out. I need to get over. I'm gonna be an old fart and not be able to do anything and just sit here with my blinker on until I can get over. Come on, move your patookish. There we go. We good. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna leave my branding the way it is. My little moon logo in the bottom of my VODs, my videos on demands, where it's just a little white dot with the moon kanji in it. My whole like hallway entrance on the channel itself, the channel page. There's like the banner is the hallway to a grand, like, I don't want to say palace, but I'm gonna say a corporate headquarters style opening where you walk in and you see a big logo of the corporate emblem on the wall, and then the hallway splits two different ways, like you're coming in past the reception desk. That's what the banner's supposed to be. And for my icon, my little logo, that's that is supposed to be, people easily misconstrue the symbolism of my color palette. And I mean, I understand, but my color palette is, red, black, and white, somewhat of a white. It's more of a creamy white. It's an off-white, but it's white. You got the red for strength, the black for endurance, and the white for purity. And is this guy gonna cut me off? No, he's okay. You're gonna ram me. Where the hell am I, Boise? Surely not. I've been rammed in Boise way too many times. But I wanted to get all those colors in there, and I wanted to emphasize the moon kanji with the circle. And when they toned all these icons, the little round icons, it made it look more like a cute, like a pool, a billiard ball, with the number and the stripe. So right now it's looking more like a billiard ball than the actual flag that it was supposed to be, like it was taken from like my background on my computer. But it was the moon kanji, which my in-game name on a lot of my video games is Moondog, so that's why the moon kanji existed, or existed on my branding. It's supposed to show that I'm Moondog, Moon Clan. And that was more of like a I like my anime, I like my samurai, I like my sushi, I love all that good stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I'm missing my street. I can't go forward. I wonder if I could back up. Let's see if I can. No, not backing up. We're just gonna go for this. This don't matter. None of this matters. Quote Karl Batanalowski. But yeah, that's what all my branding means. That's why my sweater, like what I'm wearing, like my tracksuit that my guy's wearing here. He's one of 3 of my guys. I have the original Moondog. I have the this one, which is based on The Gentleman with Colin Farrell, and then you got the Moonlight or whatever, the female Vulcan thing creature there with the. We're just gonna run it. I'm tired of this town. Let's get the hell out of there. And you know, that's more bright and vibrant. You know, for more whimsical things, which originally that one was gonna be my VR chat avatar, which it is one of them. I've imported all of them into VR chat, but she's kind of like the whimsical of them. But I use her for what's gonna be my meme showcase, where I take memes out of my folders and present them at, you know, as I said with the video thumbnails. There's a template. I designed a template to follow. Well, memes are like that. If you've ever seen memes, you've seen a lot of similar memes. Sometimes memes that get really popular and people start copycatting, they find the base elements and they kind of call it a template, the meme template, you know, and they follow along. So I'm gonna have my female VTube model as the presenter of memes, because she's nice and rainbow colored, like the how do I put it? Well, you see, back in my day, memes had a big rainbow spiral in them, because that was the fashion of the day. And even though we're older now, it doesn't mean we still can't get things done. We may not be able to get things done like we used to, but we still have our ways. Grandpa Simpson or whatever from talking to Mr. Bones, I don't know, dressed as a Union soldier or something, I can't remember. But yeah, that's... When I was doing YouTube in my early 20s, when I was tried my hand at it in the early 20s, I ain't gonna say I was doing it, I tried my hand at it. I never got enough people that I could really do you know, anything. You know, I never got anywhere near monetization. But back when I tried in my early 20s, I had I found this really cool website that let you like make a, you know, like it was like one of those paper doll dress up websites where you have a person and you give them eyes of a certain color and glasses and a jacket and a shirt, and you get to change the color of the clothes. I made one of those, and then I cut it out, and I was using it on my Minecraft videos as me in the little corner, because I was afraid to show my actual face, and I still don't really like doing that, but because I change so often from day to day, depending on how much my beard's grown in, how long my hair is, I don't see a need to cut my hair but every once in a while. I don't see no point in it. It's just gonna grow back. And there's nothing wrong with long hair. There's nothing wrong with long hair as long as you keep it maintained and wash it, you know, and keep it up if you need to keep it out of your face during certain projects. So there's nothing wrong with that, but still, it's just, I change so much from day to day, I'd rather just have a... And there's that meme going around right now that VTubers hate their voice. Oh god, I hate my voice. My voice is like, how do I put it? It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. But I think that's like how everyone is when they hear their own voice. But you know, anyone making content, they listen back to it and go, oh my god. And I don't know, my bottom row of teeth are kinda not, they're a little crooked. Whoa, that guy passed me and I didn't like it. Something happened, my wheel jolted out of my hand. But my bottom row of teeth is a little crooked, so it makes it hard for my tongue to move and pronounce certain syllables. I can do it if I really try and focus on my talking. I can pronounce things very well if I focus on articulating my words properly, but it takes so much concentration that I start forgetting what I'm even talking about, and it gets really confusing to me because it's like it takes up too much processing power. I don't know if I said that one right, but I have trouble with those R's. Oh god, I spent so much time in school on that, but that's never gonna improve. Whee! Let's tip it. But anyway, that's enough of that. I can give a good speech. I know what I'm talking about. But I got an A in my speech class last year, or last semester. I was really proud of that. But anyway, let me just chuck the clipboard, because I only got half my notes written out on that. Another half of my notes is on an old phone here. Hold on. Ran out of time. I overslept this morning. I was tweaking what I wrote yesterday, so let's see what I wrote yesterday. There we go. Talked about my channel rewalk. We went through all that. I'm reorganizing the home screen into groups based on video game, and we speeding through town. We're gonna continue to speed through town. I wonder if I could zigzag through these people. No, that's just stupid. I'd lose all the money I done gained. But talking more about my video game that I've made, I did make a video game, and it was coming along quite well. I had my own building system I programmed in. I programmed my own building system. I programmed my own movement system. I programmed the weapon system that I followed along to was severely lacking. End up improving that system greatly to the point where the weapon system program that I copied was like 3 lines of code compared to the 200 lines of code I wrote for the weapon system. It was originally supposed to be like Fallout, but it turned out more like... But as I realized that the game, I had too much that I was trying to add into the game, that it couldn't be like PlanetSide. It was supposed to be like PlanetSide. It turned out more like Fallout. The more I found that I couldn't do certain things like PlanetSide could, I couldn't even get a multiplayer walking right. So what I ended up doing was I ended up like dumbing it down and dumbing it down for just the minimum viable product, to the point where I had a building system. I was walking on the inventory system. I had walking doors. I programmed my own doors, so when you clicked on a door, it opened. I had a very interesting system for how projectiles interacted with objects, building objects. There was mesh. There were several different types of material. solid, mesh, transparent, and solid mesh, transparent, and interactable, and there's so many different layers that I can't even think of them all off the top of my head. But you could shoot through like mesh. Mesh would be something like chicken wire over a window. You could shoot through the chicken wire. But if you threw if it got hit with a projectile like a rocket launcher or a grenade, the rocket launcher would probably blow up on impact. The grenade would bounce off, but bullets could fly through. People couldn't go through. Objects couldn't go through. Bullets could go through. You could look through it. And then later I made one where it's like transparent, where nothing could go through. Bullets could not go through. Objects could not go through. But you could see through it. And that was it. So it's like there's all these different layers of interaction that I was putting in there. And there's different facilities. I had an armory for weaponry. I had gas stations. The vehicles did run out of gas. The vehicles ran out of gas. You had to get them to the gas station before they ran out of gas. I was in the middle of developing a gas can and a toolbox. I had a toolbox functioning where you could repair the vehicles. You know, I had all these things in place and they were all functioning. I must have wrote 3,000 to 4,000 lines of code, and it still was only like halfway done. But I kind of want to get into some of the lore of the game. I had lore written back during the beginning of the China-Taiwan crisis back in, I believe, 2017. Maybe it was 2016. No, 15. I don't know. China started building those. When China started building those man-made islands, I started making like my story, my lore to my video game. And the lore of my video game was with communist countries reaching out into independent nations within the South China Sea. A mercenary group of philosophers funded by Japanese corporations in a way to protect Indonesian and Indo-Chinese independent nations from communism. They had these little my guy Moondog was going to be the leader with a few people under his command. I forget, I had names, I had people, they had backstories. Anyway, we had a fleet of, not oil tankers, they were the container ships, a fleet of armor-plated container ships with howitzers mounted on them, on the tops of them, and anti-aircraft guns, and filled with light vehicles and some light armored vehicles, and it was a floating fortress, and some of them could be fused together to create a giant catamaran of where the two oil tank. They're now finding out that catamaran idea on larger scale ships causes major fracturing of the hull. So really, that probably would only work in a video game now. But they were bolted together to make catamarans of floating cities on platforms in between the two ships, because those Neo-Panamax shipping containers are damn near a kilometer long nowadays. So, I had a whole thought for the thought process in it. They would go in and fight off like government coups or not government coup. What would it be like? Be more like as we seen in the Ukraine war of 2014. When Russia invaded there, they sent their soldiers weren't even labeled as Russian soldiers. Their soldiers were labeled, didn't even have labels. Their soldiers went in with no markers on them. So everyone's like, well, they're not Russian. They don't have Russian markings on their sleeves, so we can't blame Russia if it ain't Russia. So Russia went into Ukraine. They basically overthrew the government of the Crimea Peninsula, along with, I believe it was Georgia around the same time, though that might have been later. No, Georgia might have been earlier. Georgia might have been like in the 90s, I forget. But anyway, with the Crimea Peninsula issue, when Russia invaded the Crimea Peninsula with no markings on them, they instilled a puppet government in there to say, well, this is Russian. We decided we'd go Russian on our... Basically the exact same thing they just did this year. But anyway, it was kind of like that. The story of my video game was going to be like that. My group would fight the... my little group would join the Oceanic Tribe, which was going to be the rebels fighting against the MGB, which is the main something government, I don't know, something like that. It was going to be a whole storyline that I just never really, I don't know, I just never really got it walking. I never took enough time. It was, like I said, when I was younger, I really didn't take the time to ever finish anything. So I had an idea. It was everything was always half-baked. I'm trying to be more... College has kind of taught me to get, not to be college has taught me not to be half-baked, but also, push out what little you actually have as what you can do, as a minimum, and you still get something out of it. It's like, as long as you check the main boxes required, it's okay. So, I mean, really, it's like if you look at TV shows, a lot of those TV shows are, I don't want to say they figure it out in later seasons, but because, a lot of the people that make TV shows, they have a lot of it figured out. But also, they don't show a lot of it to the people the network executives, because network executives get scared, because then they want things changed, and veterans in the TV space, I guess they know that, they're going to change everything on me anyway, so why would I have everything figured out from the get-go when they're going to bully me around, and it's all a money game, and I don't know. I'm going to admit that I stalled out here. Here we go. I don't know, I ran out of notes. I ran out of notes for today, so... I have no clue how far away we are from our destination. I tried pushing the notes spreading out the notes as much as I could yesterday, just to find out that my internet wasn't renewed, and then it crashed. But I don't know. What could I talk about? I'm thinking, what could I talk about? I could talk. I don't know. Let's see how far we are. We've been going at this for about 45 minutes. I ran out of notes. We are just about to our destination. Fill in 5 minutes. I'm thinking with the meme showcase, I got so much backlog. I'm trying to get it sorted and I'm getting overwhelmed. The reason I was done to do meme showcase was that way I could do, 10 minutes. I could appease the algorithm with, 10-minute videos, twice a week, filling in space and saying that I'm still being active and get the algorithm to go, hey, this guy is really pushing out the content. And, and it's like I have so many stupid pictures, just me reacting to stupid pictures with my avatar and, reading them off and making silly voices. I think that would be like good content. I think people's liking it. I'm gonna do that for a while. So I'm gonna try and get that. I'm going through my backlog to find what information I can on that. So, but I think I gotta make sure the files are wholesome. I ain't gonna be too concerned. I'm not gonna be too concerned with, I just gotta make sure there's nothing misshapen. No shapes that YouTube could take out of context, and I'll be fine. And I ain't gonna really worry about words. I mean, I'm supposed to be worried about what I say, but I got a lot to say, so I ain't gonna worry about what I say. I'm gonna read them off. I'm gonna make sure I don't say nothing bad. There's those few words that get people's lives ruined. There's those 3 or 4 few words that get people's lives ruined. Those are the ones I gotta avoid. So I can't have anything with those words in it. But overall, I think I'm just gonna have to stick to something of interest, like I'm gonna do a lot of cats. Cats are wholesome. I got some pictures of rats and dogs and frogs. Strangely, no ducks or geese or meese. Or what is the plural of moose? Meese? I don't know. I'm DMX, hip hop, master of hip hops and rhymes. We're almost to our destination, but yeah, I'm going through my files. I'm going through my backlog. I need to just pull out my backlog from like 3 years ago, because that's well organized. Though right now I'm going through the backlog of the last 3 years, and the last 3 years is not organized whatsoever, and it's costing me time, which is gonna not give me the product I need to push out. So I'm gonna have to go dig out a several-year-old hard drive out of my office tonight and just pull out like the bare minimum what I can present, and that's what I'm gonna end up doing for Tuesdays and Thursdays. I wanted to do streaming on Saturdays, but Saturdays are so busy. Sundays I can kinda get Sunday's more viable than Saturday for me. So I'm thinking I might be moving. I want to do Trucker Tuesday and Trucker Thursday and do Euro and American, but I may have to tone them into like separate things, alternating week. So like American Trucker this Sunday, Euro Trucker next Sunday, and then flip-flop on that, and then I'm gonna have to do the walk on the memes for Tuesdays and Thursdays. I might do a cat meme on cat memes Tuesday, and then like a more specific meme on a Thursday. Because I have less time on a Tuesday, but I have more time on a Thursday, so that might work out. I have more time to figure out what I'm doing. So the coming schedule is still undecided, but it's looking like a cat meme Tuesday, meme template on cat memes on Tuesday, meme template on Thursday, and alternating trucker Sundays. But I think that's where it's gonna be going. Did I just overshoot that? This thing can't reverse. But yeah, that's gonna be the idea, I think. Okay. It's hard to squeeze this in here. I got a big boy. I'm a big boy. Not really. I'm skin and bones, but this trailer is massive. Okay, what current jobs do they have? Gasoline and crude. Gasoline to Tahoe or Utah and oh god, crude going straight back to FedEx. I'm gonna go to Volvo. Really, if I did FedEx, I think FedEx was the one who sent me to Exxon with gas. So that one, it just don't pay enough. I'm gonna do the gasoline to Exxon. And but anyway, how do I put it? I'm gonna be ending the stream here. I kind of ran out of stuff to say. I kind of talked about the direction that my current projects are going. I want to be, over the years, my channel has evolved. I've learned more and more. I'm getting better at creating content. But overall, now that I get a little bit more internet, now that I get internet back and I can do more things, I'm trying to play the algorithm better than I did back when I was a teenager and in my mid-20s. So, to put it bluntly, we're going to be going cat memes Monday because I'm very booked at the beginning of the week. Cat memes are easy. I got thousands of them. I can do a 10-minute stream with those every Monday. Then there's going to be the meme template where I find a meme which has, a formula that people copycatted and made a bunch of other memes identical to it with different, varying text, and I'm going to read the text and be silly. That will be a Thursday thing. That way I can de-stress from school week and try to and have a little more time to get it ready over the week. and because I have so much, because my weekend is so easy flowing, or not really easy flowing. My weekend is, that's me coming out of the school week, of getting a lot of stuff done, but my weekend is my time that I can actually get a few things done, but also I have to also get things ready for the next coming week, which is why Saturday is family day, and sometimes I don't get home on time and things happen. So I'm thinking Sunday is going to be the best time to do the trucker streams. And because I play both American and Euro Trucker, they're going to have to alternate Sundays from week to week. And I'm going to have to make sure that I don't go over an hour per those. So I'm going to have like a 10 to 20 minute stream for my memes twice a week, and an hour stream once a week of one of the two trucker games. And then that way I get all my content in. Hopefully it'll please the algorithm. It'll give me time to make sure that the thumbnails are created, and it'll give me time to get somewhat of a script ready for the trucking game, because I like to talk about things and stay on a topic so I don't go off and say something stupid. There's all those things. Nothing ruins a career online than saying something stupid. Ruins your whole life. You gotta be careful. But anyway, so I gotta make sure my cats are ready. My meme template is ready with at least about 30 of a similar meme template, and then a topic that I can kind of discuss and check a page of notes and really talk about for Sunday. But that's gonna be how I'm gonna be running the channel for a while. I'm sticking to the same. I'm reorganizing the channel and making it cleaner and fresher and better than ever, and it's gonna be a bit more formulaic and more something I can get into the groove of, more of a routine. I like to say rut and groove. What I mean is routine. When I say groove, it means I'm really getting into the project. When I say rut, I'm talking about my routine. But yeah, I need to be able to get into the groove of the project, so I can keep my rut going. So I can keep pushing through my routine. It's just how I do it. But anyway, this is the end of the stream. If anyone's even watching, thank you for watching, and goodbye, and have a good day. And I am glad you stopped by. Now if I can find my buttons.